All right, hey guys, Kit here of Burn One. Join as always with Dean.
Yo, what's up, my Shadowverse masters? We
Um,
got to keep
what
it
is
going.
this episode? Oh, episode 5. Yes, I think it's episode 5 now of On Evolve, the Shadowverse Evolve podcast. This week probably gonna be a really short episode. No really big news going on. I know qualifiers are still happening all around, and yeah, and I know what is it? Side games or Bushiroad, I guess, started revealing set 2 cards a little bit, and by revealing some cards, I mean like they revealed like one card on Twitter. So I guess they're gonna start
Still
spoiling.
something.
Yeah, they're still gonna start spoiling stuff soon. I guess Dean and I will have a set review in the works probably in like a week or two. We'll start working on it, right? And we'll go through all the crafts and all that stuff. So we'll have fun making
Definitely.
those. Yep, so people can get a little head start, know all the cards, and at least um, I guess what they do and what our thoughts are on them. Outside of that, I don't think there's any real big news happened this week. But I know Dean had a lot of fun this weekend for his
I
locals. You
did.
want to talk about your locals
So,
then?
first, we had a 6-man locals only. Kokomo, middle of nowhere. This is what
Mm-hmm.
it be. But, yeah, we had a 6-man locals. I took first with Abyss. I tried out the mid-range deck. It was from some guy on Facebook. I'm sorry I did not take your name down when I stole your deck. But it played like the bat removal spell that like summons 2 bats, so it was able to go longer, and it had I have like 3 soul conversions in there. I have the path of purgatory, so it's got a lot more draw power. So it's not pure aggro; it's like more mid range, but it's not also pure control because I've seen pure control builds. But yeah, that was good. But then after that, you know what's more important than like getting first in the 6-man locals is helping grow your locals. Bushiro came down for the caravan. We had 2 stores in Kokomo signed up. However, notice I only talk about one locals normally. So it was pretty funny because uh, in this small town, there's currently 3 card shops. There's actually going to be 4 card shops soon because there was a falling out with the manager of one of the card shops. And the manager that is now opening their own store was the one who helped schedule the caravan. So our first caravan, when they got there, the store didn't even know that it was happening. So that was pretty fun. But we still taught 2 people there. It was a little bit of a success. It was the same time as the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. So we managed to teach 2 people.
That's good to
But the
hear.
thing that was like truly surprising was the store that we normally have Shadowverse at. Big props to our event organizer there because magically, I don't know, I had never seen any of these people.
Mhm.
We had 14 new faces appear that I had
Holy
never
shit!
seen before. I hadn't seen, I hadn't seen, I think about 9 of them. There was 9 people I'd never seen before. And then there was like another 5 that had never really played the game. They had just been in the store. So that was exciting. That was an exciting time. Got to teach a lot of people the game, and you know, will all of them come back? Probably not. But if even 2 or 3 stay, that's really good, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because like some people, I don't know. Deanstown is pretty small. If you're like if you live like on a major coast city or something like that. So like Dean's shop getting 16 people was you said 16 or 14 new people?
It was like 14 people. I think like combined there was about 16 of us, but
Yeah.
there was like 12 or 9 people I'd never seen in the store, which is like what's more surprising.
Yeah, I mean that's really cool because like even if a couple of people join your locals every week, that's like a huge plus for you guys. Because like people like us in or like me that's in California now, they like get I guess I don't know how to describe it, just the royal treatment of like we have locals that range anywhere from like as small as like 4-man locals all the way to like 32 plus people at a locals depending on like the day of the week and stuff. So like in like Southern California, we have like our pick of what shop and how many people we want to interact with and stuff like that. Whereas like I know people like Dean in the Midwest sometimes have it a lot rougher. So like getting like even one new person is so huge, which is always good. And
Now,
it has such a good
while our
showing on the
towns
caravan as well.
towns may be small, but don't forget we do have a lot of Midwest is pretty like big hotspot for card games though still.
Yeah. I always feel like Midwest is like way more into miniatures. When I moved out there, I was like, holy crap! There's just like so many stores for miniatures here.
Yeah.
Like Warhammer and all that, and like that Star Wars one.
I mean, that's why we got Gen Con. But if you even like, I think I was looking at Pokemon regionals and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and this like area of like Ohio, Illinois, Chicago, like Kentucky, that like, the big Midwest
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
I think it was like 2/3 of like all Pokemon regionals were like in that area for
Oh
like the
god
year.
damn! I did not know that.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we are a hotspot for cars. I mean, yeah, I know my town's like kind of small, but like Indiana is like, there's potential.
Oh,
My
absolutely. Yeah.
next goal as a to like help promote. I hate saying that I have to do this. I hate that I have to be their strongest soldier. uh, but I want to help get a locals going in Indianapolis next. I think it's my next goal because that's a much larger city. And I know a lot of people that would be willing to drive out to somewhere in Indy that aren't
Mhm.
willing to come to my town.
Yeah.
So that's my next goal, is to help, like that way when we have a shop qualifier, or like whatever they're called. Dude, the names are so bad. The
The
names are
names
so bad.
are
I'm
bad,
sorry.
but yeah, yeah.
Whatever the Shadowverse showdown, whatever it is that we're supposed to have, the bigger ones. I
Mhm.
want people to come out, and when I look at the map currently, the closest stores are like 2.5 to 3 hours away from my town, and it's like, well, we could have a locals going in Indy, but the stores won't carry it if people don't show up. So it's like me and some guys need to show up, show the store, hey, this is a game, and then not only that, but like teach other people that it's a game, and
Yeah.
then hopefully get a self-sustaining community, and then we step out because I personally don't want to drive, but
No,
yeah,
yeah.
that's the next goal.
I think yeah, if you can get something going, and you probably have to go for a few months, but it'll probably self-sustain because Indy's a much bigger city, and random people will just walk in and be like, "Oh, what's this?" and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's just
Yeah.
getting the stores to carry it. That's the hard part. I know there's quite a few content creators out there, and there's like a bunch of people out there that are not in Cali that have
Yeah.
been like interested in the game, like right.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Uh,
was it Cosmic? I forget. I think that's his YouTube name or
yeah.
whatever. Is he? He's in Michigan. It seems like he's
Michigan, three
yeah.
and a half hours away from me, I think.
Yeah, I think he's like Southern Michigan or something because he's been fighting the good fight and got his own locals going, got a qualifier there, so hopefully people show up out there so he can enjoy the game and everyone there can enjoy the game obviously. So I know that I'm not super familiar where anyone else really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Europe supposedly has had trouble. I don't
Oh
know. I
yeah.
don't know what to tell Europeans. Um, I only know people in the U.S. and I only know what you can do with what you got.
Yeah, my understanding is Canada is a little rough, but they're pretty like they're getting there. Like right is
Really,
from
I've heard the big cities. I mean, I don't know. They tell some pretty big numbers, don't they?
I think they get a good showing, right? But their biggest issue, it seems like, at least for the
Oh,
regional
product.
qualifiers and product, have been like uh, stores have like literally all registered for the regional qualifiers at the same time, right? So like multiple stores are happening on the same day, but if they split the player base, at least this is what I heard from like Ryan and stuff like that. It seems like if they split the player base, like no store will be able to get a qualify like a spot, right? So like
Because
because
they
the
okay,
stores
yeah,
didn't coordinate, right? And
yeah,
then
that's a problem.
and then I think a big issue overall, anyway, outside of like North America right now, I think Canada has been like back and forth on like they got product in, they don't have product, they have product in, they don't, or whatever. But I know North America for the most part has been semi stable as far as us getting product and stuff. I'm like when
You are lying.
I don't know, I went at least in
You
Southern.
are actually lying.
I don't
Okay,
know.
so here's the problem.
Go ahead.
My locals ordered product like a week too late and then had to wait for like the second wave. So they didn't
Mhm.
get product until 2 weeks after like the release date. After selling out of that within a week, he put in an order for more boxes. We still don't have. We do not have product on our shelves. They
Oh,
have
okay.
not shipped us more product.
I see.
So no, Bushiroad has horrifically dropped the ball on at least supplying product to players and stores.
Yeah. I don't know how much that is also like because the stores out here that are very into Shadowverse, like when they didn't have Shadowverse product, like they didn't have for quite a while. But now that I'm going into all the stores have multiple cases available, and it just might be different because the locals here are so much bigger. They're willing to invest more and take more of a risk of buying more cases, right, of
And it
reprints.
might be like a distributor because yeah, my shop is too small to. They don't want to buy a case of
Yeah,
a
yeah,
game yet.
yeah. Smaller stores definitely don't want to invest too much until they're like confident
Especially
in the
a case is
product.
20 boxes, like right. Like
Yeah,
that's the thing is like 20 boxes is a lot of boxes for like a small store.
yeah.
So yeah, definitely. But no, the actual availability of products seems to still be the number one issue that I hope does get fixed. You know, Bushiroad, maybe we don't need Revu Starlight and White Shorts. Maybe we can print some more Shadowverse boxes.
Yeah, I don't know. I like at least this past weekend, it seemed like every store I went to, we got a restock. So that was just like my view of it. But I guess like being in Southern California, right next to distributor, is a lot different than being in the Midwest.
Yeah, and then
Um,
also I don't know what our distributor is. I don't know what distributor he uses, and
yeah.
it's like it is what it is.
Yeah, and then the other thing, like all I ever hear right now is Europe is getting kind of screwed over. But I think Europe is always kind of screwed over based on the distributors over there. I always hear weird things about it, so I have no. I mean, if any European viewer wants to talk about it in the comments and bring it up, that'd be really cool. But from the little understanding I have of how Europe distribution works, through what I hear from when I used to play Weiss a lot and like move product into Europe and stuff like that, selling it over there. It just seems like distributors over there are not as reliable as getting product and stuff like that, or they get like they tax it to like hell on product also. So maybe it's like maybe like a box here is like $60 USD, but in Europe it's like $90 USD basically, and like it's like ridiculous price points. So like stores there either don't order a lot because it's an unknown product, kind of like some of these smaller stores here are doing, right? And so like the distributors just don't have product at all or something like that. It's some weird thing like that because I've heard the same things happen in Weiss as well, where like the stores want the English product, they can't get the product or whatever, and yeah. And then the same thing with Australia. I heard Australia is like the most struggle bus out of everyone. It seems like they
Oh
can't
yeah,
even like they can't even get product period, like, and like no stores has anything like type of like struggling out there. But I do know there's some people who are like trying to like build a scene there and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, with if the issue comes from the distribution end and like getting product out there, there's nothing like as a community we can do about it. We just gotta hope that Bushiroad or whoever prints more product and the stores get the orders in and pushes it out that way. Because otherwise, yeah, nothing. Yeah,
yeah.
us as community members can't do anything about that.
While the product, you know, it's a little bit of a problem. Thankfully, we do have one nice thing to say, and that's the prices on TCG Player have finally gone down. So there's at least product getting in someone's hands.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
every printing has like the prices has slowly fell a little bit more and more, right? Because I think we're up to the third printing of Booster Set One. I think that's how many order forms I got for it. So I think we've at least had three reprints, or we had the original print and then two reprints already. Is what it seems like.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is you know, while my store may be struggling, and you know, probably some other people are, at least the prices of singles are cheap, so you don't feel like you have to buy the boxes. Though boxes are fun, so
Yep, dude. I cracking boxes in Shadowverse honestly has been okay. So I've opened so many boxes of Weiss that like opening packs of Weiss is just like nothing. Like I get no feeling like cool. There's an SP. Like
well,
right.
the problem is like with Weiss, it's like
You know exactly what
I
you're getting for the most part, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you buy a case to pull 3 cards, right? It's
Yeah.
like that's like the real problem because it's like, oh, every case I get one of each triple R, one of each SR. For people that don't know, Weiss is a highly mappable game, and because it's so mappable, you just buy a case at a time. Which I mean, we're doing for Shadowverse too. The difference is that like there were SLs I did not pull, there were SLs I did. I watched my friend pull 4 Lucifers in his, and I pulled 7 in mine. So like, right, it's like
Yeah.
each case is different, and it's also exciting. Each box is exciting because you don't know how many, you don't know what you're gonna hit.
Yeah.
You pull a lot of legendaries. Like some packs have 3. Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think
It's very like I have no, yeah, like the big thing like you said is like I just have no idea what I'm opening up. Like which is the great part. I'm like, holy crap, I hit this SL that I'm not guaranteed in if I buy a case, right? It's just like
And
RNG whether I get it. Yeah.
even like, because you can argue, oh man, you get the ratios, but like the guaranteed ratios are on cards that don't really matter. It's 2
Mhm.
liters and 3 U's in a case, and it's like, well, you look at the price of some of the U's, they're not that expensive. Like, right? I wouldn't
Yeah.
call a $20 card expensive,
Yeah.
as like a hit. So it's like, I'm more excited when I pull a Shatterfoil Ding Dong than I am when I pull like
Yeah.
a U Medusa. I'm like, oh yeah, this bad boy's going to my deck. So yeah, I love. I actually do. I do enjoy cracking the packs quite a bit.
Yeah, this has been the most
You get the
enjoyable
funny
cracking.
token.
Yeah, the token too. Oh man. One thing actually, before we kind of go into my locals and stuff, one thing that's interesting you bring up about like the prices and like the chase cards and stuff is that it. I don't know if this is if I guess it's different for us or whatever, or maybe like because I didn't experience it in Japanese initially, I don't have the right idea. But it seems like leader cards for the most part aren't really sought after. Like sometimes like someone will go and buy like one of the case leader cards because they really want it or something, but it seems like moving leader cards, that like the higher rarity leader cards, the chase ones, have been a little bit harder than I initially thought it would be. But I guess that makes sense too, because like unless you have some kind of passion for the character or you want to just flex on your opponent, like there's the leader card functionally does nothing. So
Well, okay, I don't want to be Mr. Investments here. I was honestly thinking, because I pulled a leader, I was like, I don't even want to sell it,
mhm.
because as like a TCG collector, somewhat, people, I have a collection. It's pretty big. Um, the amount of leaders that you get in a case is so low, and there's like so many of them that like I feel that leaders are actually undervalued for like if collectors ever touch this game. Like it would not take much to like
Oh
completely
yeah,
like wipe them out.
as far as like people collecting, like those investor collectors, those type of people who like get like PSA 10 Charizards and stuff like that, like they would probably go insane for this game. But right now it's like obviously there's no real market for it or anything.
Right.
Yeah, and it seems overall the player base, I don't see a lot of people like asking like, hey, I'm looking for this leader, does someone have it or anything like
Well,
that.
I need Urias, but he's like 90. I think, I don't know if he goes down to 50, I'll buy him.
Yeah, just give it
The
give it a couple sets.
Yeah, but no, but the actual like the other thing is like if you think about it, right? Like
Mhm.
not TCGs. There's only so many whales, right? There's only
Yeah.
so many whales out there. Like me and you were kind of. Last time I checked, you still were sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. I've
I know
I've
I
definitely
still
pulled back a
am.
little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, I haven't like really gone all in, but like right, it's like there's only so many whales, and so when you only need one leader, right? It's not like a ton of people like are out there like, oh, I need the max rarity deck, right?
Hmm.
And when you only need one leader, right? It's like in other games you need 3-4 copies of a card. It's like, well, that one person's not creating a lot of demand for that card, right?
Yeah.
And the leader might have the same pull rate, and it's like a Lugia and Pokemon. But if somebody wants to max rare their Pokemon deck, they need 4 Lugias, and then there's collectors on top of it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more of it being absorbed by like the same fraction of players
Yeah.
versus oh yeah, I need the leader, and it's like you only need one of the 2 leaders. You can't get both.
Hmm.
There we go, in front of
Yeah.
the camera. One of the 2 leaders, you can't get both, and then even then, you only need one copy of it.
Yeah. It's probably also a card like a lot of people who like to max rarity their decks. They probably focus on the deck first, and at the very end they're like, okay, I'll just get the leader, because I've already finished the deck,
Yeah,
right? It's probably
and
the least
also
sought after. Like, yeah, they're not in a rush to buy it like other cards. Go ahead.
this is something I hate to say, but these filthy weeaboos. I'm about to go in, Kit.
Go ahead. Go
These
off, King.
filthy weeaboos that don't play the game in English. The tongue of our
Everyone who's
people.
bringing the Japanese ones.
Yeah, everyone else they go and they put down their camera and they go, oh, she didn't go non-deska. Like, right? It's like, okay, look. No, she goes, what? And it's good. It's good.
Oh my god. No, yeah, a lot of people here have Japanese leaders because they like bought some in JP a long time ago before the English announcement. So I see
I
them
meant more for
occasionally.
the app because they pull up the
Yeah.
app,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
that
then
too. Yeah.
and they're like, oh no, I only want the Japanese voice, so I'm sorry you don't get that. And I'm glad you don't.
Damn, dude. You're like, screw them all. Oh man.
Well, yeah. With that, I'm sorry I did that. I feel very strongly about my
It's
dubs.
all good. I know Dean is a dub lover. He shows me only the best high quality English dubs of anime I've watched in Japanese, and I'm like, Dean, this is really painful. And he's like, no, this is so good. You don't understand the art, Kit.
I will say, no, campy and funny things. Also, okay, no, Shadowverse dubbed. I'm not gonna lie. I think the voice cast that they get, maybe not on some of the cards. Honestly, some of the leaders have been, I think, like a relic or who is the moon girl?
Raj.
Yeah, Moon Al. Well, she's got another name, Ralmia or something. Or
Yeah, something like that.
Ramia or something. I don't know. Her English VA. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, but she's an older card. They have if you look at like modern Shadowverse dubbing versus like the original, oh, it's miles different.
Oh shit, Dean, you died. Are you still
It
here?
seems that I did die, but it's okay. I'm still here, in spirit.
There you go.
You want to tell us about your locals now, though? Now that I've gone on my random side tangent.
Sure, but before that, I forgot. I don't even know if I announced this, but if I did, I'm announcing it again or whatever. I was supposed to say this before we started, but next week we have Shadowverse on. If you were looking in the game initially and stuff, if you don't know who he is a person, I believe, from Singapore. I'm just gonna say Singapore. If you're not, I'm sorry, but he was one of the few English resources players had when the game was only in Japanese, and he's coming on as a guest next week to join us for the podcast. We are accepting like any questions you want us to ask him, either about his locals, meta, himself, whatever. If you want to do that, please join our Burn One Discord. You can find the link in the more description information in the YouTube video down there. There should be a link. And I'll try to post a comment too with it and everything. So there is a channel in our Discord called Shadowverse AMA. You can just post any questions you want him to ask or have us ask him when he's on for the next recording. The next recording will happen on the 19th of August PST, late in the evening. So you need to get your questions in before then. If anyone has any questions that you want us to ask him or whatever. Otherwise, we're going to probably talk to him about his content creation, his locals, and how he got into Shadowverse and other things he's into and stuff like that. And just kind of, shoot the shit, essentially, with another fanatic of Shadowverse Evolve, I guess, who is like a figurehead, especially early on. I mean, he's released a recent blog post. I don't know if he does any videos anymore, really. I am subscribed to his YouTube channel, but I think he hasn't done one in quite a while. But yeah, he's almost basically the grandfather of of the English content, essentially. And then also we have a community stuff channel there. So if you guys you find anything in the community you want to share and have us share it on the podcast itself, you can post a link into it there. We want to always give credit to the person whoever created either the art piece, the meme, or something like that. So if you submit someone else's stuff, please include some kind of credit that we can give out. If you don't know the person who made it or something, you can make that as a note, and we might take it in and use it. It's just I'd prefer to give everyone the credit if they created the meme, the art, or whatever. Even if it's like a little video or a skit or something, shoot it our way, and we can show it off in future episodes where we have community. We'll have like a community spotlight where we show off some of the content. Dean, why do you keep dying? What is happening with you?
What do you mean? I'm still here.
On my
I think this is your issue.
Maybe it is my issue. I don't know.
But it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. We don't have to focus on it.
Yeah. But yeah, besides that, I think that's all we have really to announce. So we'll look forward to that, which will be a lot of fun. All right. To my locals. This week, I just only kind of casually played at some locals. I think I even skipped a day. Did I skip a day? I don't remember anymore. Because usually I go to 3 locals. Did I go to 3 locals?
If I was you, I'd already have played Roost Dragon. Have you done that yet?
Oh, I did go through. No, I'm not gonna play Roost Dragon. I already know that.
If I had that many locals, I would for sure throw one away.
Yeah, I honestly I probably should. I might do it next week or something. Especially
We
after
can
I get the
brew the list.
qualifier. Okay, we'll
Make
brew
sure
the
we film
list.
it.
Okay, we will.
Make sure we film it.
So okay, I did go to three locals because I went to a shop I want to go to more often, but the problem is it conflicts with the timing conflicts with another shop on Friday that I committed to already that already has like a very large player base. But that store, both TOs were out this week, and so no one was there to run the event. So instead of like chancing it, I went to a store I used to play Weiss at a lot. If you're familiar with it in Southern California, Hobby Shop Ichiban. I played there this entire weekend. I just played more Havencraft, just trying different things out to figure out exactly the deck weaknesses and what like how I want to like edit the list basically. And I think I've kind of finally landed on a list. But my showing in all those events were like pretty mediocre. Like either I went like even or like 8 shit basically. But I learned a lot as far as like playing Haven and figuring out my exact like 40 list of cards. And I've talked to another local player here named Skaz who already qualified on Haven and talked to him a little bit about Haven Theorycraft basically. Because he's pretty high on Haven. We both kind of agree, and I guess Dean also kind of agrees. I think Haven's probably like the second or third best deck to be playing, but it's like one of those things too. I think Haven before like turn 8, Haven is really rough. But if you make it to turn 8 and beyond, I think the deck just becomes unbeatable in a lot of scenarios, other than like getting decked out.
You like made a really high turn count. I was like turn 6 or 7 is when I
Well, I
feel
mean, six
good.
or seven. I think 6 or 7 is like when if you're in a very stable spot, you're fine. But like, I feel sometimes I guess it depends on your opening hand, really. If you get kind of like a bricky hand, you're kind of screwed. But usually, by like, if I make it to turn 8, I feel like I've already won the game. It doesn't matter what health I'm at that point. But I mean, if you resolve a Holy Sentinel like on 5 or something, or even 4 if you discard it and summon it back out with that one card. But I feel at that point, then if you're like allotted a turn to play it and like not basically do anything else, and your opponent doesn't punish you too hard for that, I think you're fine then for sure. It's just been finding the thread in Holy Sentinel has been rough sometimes, and like some instances you're just forced to make a concession of like, okay, I'm gonna play it this turn, eat like 10 damage, and then like um what is it like I want to say Wrath of God, what's it called, Themis, yeah, Themis Decree, the board, and then pop the amulets the following turn to build up a board there. Like those are like scenarios that feel like really good. But outside of that, it's just like some turns you just like have to accept that you're gonna like take like 8 damage to the face or something. And then like against dragons, sometimes it's kind of rough to find that exact moment to like play Holy Sentinel, so you can start outvaluing them very hard. Because it's very awkward when you like tap out completely and then they're just like, oh okay, and then they just like forte you and stuff like that, and then you're like, oof, I took really big damage, and now I have to hopefully take a couple turns to stabilize, and then I'll be fine at that point. It's just it is a very like scary turn, I guess I want to say, or whatever. That's
You
like the
definitely got to
roughest
know
part.
the matchups, and you got to know when you can take damage, when you can't, and what you got to hold. I think that setting up Holy Sentinel is a big part of the skill. It's why I like cards like Death Sentence, greatest card in the game for Haven if you're actually going in on the Holy Sentinel.
I know you're a very big believer of Death Sentence. I need to test Death Sentence again more.
You
I've
drop it
been
on 3, and then you breathe for a second on 4, and then you use it on 5.
yeah,
Is like the tempo that you're looking for, because that way your Sentinel is both a removal and a ward. So
yeah, that basically makes sense. I do need to test it a little bit more. It just feels like on paper it looks super slow, and so I'm like, ooh, but I guess we'll see. Um, yeah. Besides that, though, yeah, went to three locals. I think the biggest one was actually Sunday. They had 25 players at Project CCG, but it was also really weird because they only did 3 rounds and kicked everyone out. Because I guess at 6 o'clock that night they had a special like event going on, and so they had to close the store and kick everyone out to set up for it. I'm not sure what the event was. So like a lot of us were just like standing there, we're like waiting for round 4 to happen, and like after like 15 minutes, someone's like, "I'm gonna go ask what the hell's going on," and they're like, "Oh no, yeah, the tournament's over. By the way, here's the pricing. Get the hell out."
In the Switch game, that would be the Shadowverse Underground tournament.
Yeah. It was a pretty funny experience when that happened, but yeah, like I think every shop had a pretty decent showing this week. Oh, I also went to another store that I don't get to go to very often anymore. Another store I played Wise at, Carterina, to play Shadowverse. It was only like a small 4-man locals there, because I think it was, the issue is like there is a very good cross section of Vanguard players that play both Shadowverse and Vanguard right now. And I know this weekend there were multiple shop challenges for Vanguard, so people were trying to play to get a buy card for their Vanguard regionals. So I know it probably pulled a lot from a lot of those Vanguard players that also play Shadowverse this weekend, because like 2 of the initial stores didn't have like really huge turnouts as I expected. I wasn't too sure about Card Arena because I saw their last tournament had 12 people, but this week they only had 4. And Hobby Shop Ichiban, I actually haven't been following too much. I think they just have like a normal like 6 to 8 players all the time, which is like a decent amount for the store. But compared to some of the other stores like Project CCG, Unrated Gaming, and Top Spot, like those stores, I always feel like they have 16 plus players easy every week, which is like a good source to check out and like compete in, especially if you're like still grinding the game out really hard. But yeah, I think that's kind of it for my weekend overall. I do want to this weekend though. I do want to try. I can't. How do you say his name? Khalil. That's his name.
Khalil. I
Khalil.
don't. I actually don't know.
Whatever. That's his name
But
now, dude.
the
but um. But yeah,
infinite spell chain.
yeah. I'm gonna actually probably try out his list. I saw. I did some snooping around Twitter for the early Shadowverse Evolve stuff to see deck lists. There was another list very very similar to that spell chain list that he created. Um, it wasn't card for card, but it definitely cut some things and moved some things around. And so I'm gonna probably try out both lists around and edit
Okay, I
things.
was about to say.
What? Why? What were you gonna
I was
say?
gonna say, like, if you just sleeved up the one that you found on Twitter, I'm gonna tell you, I don't even think I already can tell you almost 100% certain that list is gonna be like absolutely awful.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure. I'm just gonna try it out anyway. I do like the. I
The
do
list
like.
he's talking about plays D shift
Listen,
alongside Mithril
it plays
Golem.
a 1D shift. All right, I do legit think like the one of D shift it could be useful. So I do want to like try sleeving a one of D shift in the list, but it might be just a dead card all the time, which would be really rough. Um, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to trying out Rune a lot this weekend. I thought I was gonna try Rune up a lot sooner, but for some reason I jumped to Haven and was just like grinding out a bunch of Haven this last week or so. And then oh yeah, this weekend too I have like multiple qualifiers, and I'm just probably gonna take Sword of Dragon, and so I don't have to think at all in those matchups really, because the play patterns for those are like super simple.
My
Uh,
qualifiers, your boy is gonna be representing not Max Dirt because this guy has not hooked me up with the Junos yet.
don't worry, I'm mailing them out
Public shaming.
tomorrow. I'm mailing them
Public
out
shaming.
tomorrow. You're gonna get it, and then you'll play it this weekend, right? Because you don't you have a qualifier coming up?
We do. It should be this Saturday. Hoping that we can. Oh, there we go. It's okay. We don't need that. Hoping to bring Dirt some honor. I will do what I can.
I believe in you. Dirt seems really strong. Okay, I actually think I think it is me doing this. All right,
It's okay. It does.
I think I see what's happening now. Okay. I have another website open, and when I open that website, I think there's some kind of hardware acceleration going on and it's cutting your feed out on Discord. So I'm just moving things around, and hopefully that fixes it. Uh, but but yeah. So hopefully, good luck in your qualifiers. Hopefully, we both qualify this weekend, and then we can go lose or win our regionals after that. Um, but yeah, any other local stuff going on you should talk about before we get into everyone's favorite segment?
Oh, thank you. You got the right energy going. No, I think that's it for the locals updates. But Kid, do you want to tell them about the segment? Do you know the little rundown now?
All right, let me think if I can do it off of memory. All right, so this is everyone's favorite segment. Guess that flavor text. Dean and I are
Stolen.
competing against each other on guessing flavor text of cards. Unfortunately, in the English version of the game, they deleted all the flavor text off the cards. So we're going off the digital card game itself. Every week, we challenge each other, basically. One of us picks a card, reads us the flavor text, and we got to guess the card. We're only limiting it to cards that exist in the physical card game right now. And we get 3 lifelines. One is what class it is, right?
Correct.
All right. What type of card?
Yes.
Is that one? All right. And
The one we've never used.
I don't even know what the other one is we never used.
What digital set it came out in?
Oh, what digital set it came out in. Okay, yeah, what set it came out in. Okay, yeah. Those are our lifelines. I think that is it. Are we tied still? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, no. This is actually like impossible. This segment is like actually just straight up impossible.
Oh yeah, you start with okay, yeah. We start with 4 points, right? We start with 4 points, and every lifeline you use, you subtract a point, right?
Yeah,
And we're
so
currently
far,
we're at 3-3, right?
3-3.
Yeah, we both got what, 1 right or something, or 2 or some weird thing like that, right?
It was 1.
Okay, so I think this week you're testing me, so I'm about to get no points again.
Correct. I don't know if this one's fair, though. That might be
Oh
a hint.
no! Don't do this to me.
Okay, so are you ready, Kit, for your flavor text of the week?
Not really, but I got no choice. Let's go.
Okay, so gliding upon the wind as if to illuminate the canopy of the forest, but try and catch a glimpse, they'll vanish without a trace.
All right. I'm gonna use my big one brain cell here. All right, we heard forest, therefore it has to be forest. Crap, please God. All right, they vanish without a trace. I play D&D, and fairies do disappear a lot and run away, so it has to do something with fairies. I feel like. Wait, do we include tokens in this? Did we ever make an agreement on that or not? I fucking hate you if this is a token. The way you're laughing makes me think it's a fairy token. Are we including tokens in this? Is that how that works?
Since you're asking, yes, I've decided so.
Oh, okay. You decide that right now when you pick the fairy token to read the code from. Oh man. Now I just want to say fairy token. The way you laughed makes you I can't think of anything else now. Read it to me one more time. It sounds so much like it's like a pixie or fairy or something like that.
Gliding upon the wind as if to illuminate the canopy of the forest, but try and catch a glimpse, they'll vanish without a trace.
Vanish without a trace. Oh man, is there a difference between the pixie token and the fairy token? Oh no, there has to be. What? I fucking hate you, dude. Okay.
We don't even know if it's forestcraft.
No, I believe in my big fucking brain because you said forest, so it has to be forest. If it's not, I'll just accept the L.
Yeah, could be Dragoncraft.
No, dragons don't have wings. Don't lie to me. It has to. Oh, okay. I'm like basing this like completely on like how you reacted to me asking the token question. So I think it's a fairy token or the other one. Was it the wisp token? It's one of those for sure. I wish I knew more about fairies and wisps from D&D. I made a mistake not paying attention whenever my DM was talking.
Do you know card arts at all?
Card arts? No. Why would I know card arts?
Oh, damn! This man like puts on blinders and just looks at the bottom stacks.
Yeah, I only see stats. There's a 1-drop 1/1 in forest. Shit. All right, I think I'm gonna. I'm not gonna use any live events. Fuck it. It's one or the other, so I feel like this is a 50-50. I'm gonna do the fairy token. It has to be fairy token.
You're gonna go with the fairy token.
Yeah.
Kit, you are so close.
No.
The fairy wisp.
Why?
It is the fairy wisp. The fairy's like, hey, let's play, right? Like she comes out, she's there to play. The fairy wisp, you play it, it banishes itself.
Fairy wisp. Let me look this up. Oh, it does it banish itself? I didn't know that.
In digital, it banishes itself when you play
does.
it. Yeah, it's supposed to be like, it's just this thing that you see.
Oh,
I honestly, I was like, it's a little unfair because it's a token, but then you ask, is tokens allowed? It's like, yeah, well, okay. I don't know. You were so close.
Banish this follower if at least 2 other cards were played this turn. Okay, I've never played Forest in digital really, because like I said, I'm a
okay. Well, I would never take fairies. Just so you know, the flavor text for fairies. There are fairies in forest fountains, flower beds, and everywhere else. If you can't see them, it's because your heart is impure. Look, there's one right next to you. Okay, fairies. You were so close, Kit. You almost got it. Okay. However, next time.
All right, I'll have to get you back next week. It'll be fine. We're gonna end this entire scenario or series with both of us being at 3 after like an
episode 400 scores 3-3. Will we ever get a single one right?
And by then we'll have so many different sets. We'll just be absolutely screwed.
Well, no, that's when the set comes in. See, it gets easier when the set comes in.
Does it? Then we have more cards to think about.
Yeah, but you can like narrow it down a little bit. At least like one of the lifelines is useful.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
As long as you know the digital sets, that's gonna be the hard part. That's actually the next
crap about the digitals. Other than like, don't they repeat characters also? Like I'll be like, oh, Daria from like this random set when there's like 4 different Darias.
Perhaps.
Oh God. Oh man. All right. So 3-3. This is the worst game ever. We're never gonna get any further.
One day we'll get points. We're trying. We're trying. He almost did. He almost got 4.
We were almost there. But I think that kind of wraps it up this week. Shorter podcast than normal, kind of how we usually like it, though. Anything else worth adding this week? Did we forget anything? Should we talk about anything else?
Not that. We talk about quite a bit, but next week, we're going to have different people's perspectives. I'm really excited for next week. Come on down for the Shinto next week,
Yeah. Shadowverse is going to be here, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'll get to actually interact with a lot more. I've talked to him a little bit on Discord occasionally, but, we haven't got to sit down and actually, chew the fat or whatever that saying is.
And hopefully next week, we should probably work on getting that thing we mentioned about the tournament. We need to get that going.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hopefully.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we announced it last week. Once again, we're going to be holding online rankings over webcam play. Like, the biggest thing holding us back right now is mostly me. I've really screwed up raid schedule. I made the mistake of joining 2 raid statics this tier because I thought I had a lot of extra time, but apparently I don't. And I gave them my word I'd show up until we cleared everything, and so I'm showing up all the time. But both statics I'm in are near the end of if you play Final Fantasy 14, we're in the middle of finishing P12S, and they're basically really roughly the same spot now almost. And we're like on the last half of it, and the last half is like super easy compared to everything else. So I'm hoping this week we'll basically get the full clear, and that means every week we'll be on boring reclear mode, which means it only takes 1 day instead of 3 days of prog. And then at that point, hopefully after next week, we can start rolling out the events, because the biggest thing I think we want to do is we want to stream some of the games or record the games, right? And then
we want to stream, maybe do some like live commentary over them.
Yeah, and it'll be really cool. Maybe we can like invite random people on for commentary, guest appearances and stuff like that, which would be really cool. So yeah, I'm sorry, that's my fault 100%. Other than that, what's it called? If you guys have any guests you want us to reach out to in the Shadowverse Evolved community, let us know. You can let us know in the comments, let us know in Discord. If you let us know in Discord, it'll be a lot easier, because then I can keep a track of it. Because if you leave it in a comment in here, I will probably see it. I'll reply to it and then totally forget about it later. So if you have some like community figureheads or something like that, or anyone in general, the Shadowverse Evolved community that majority of people are very interested in, like getting a little interview in or whatever, and coming on here talking about the game and their perspective, let us know who you want. We'll reach out to them and try to get them on as soon as possible. Right after Shadowverse is on here. Besides that, please join our Discord. We don't really shill it that much. It's like a little bit active occasionally, but anytime anyone posts in there, especially if they're like talking to us, Dean and I try to reply as much as possible. So join that, because we're gonna have the Shadowverse Evolve ranking stuff going on there. The Shadowverse AMA stuff there needs to be posted there, and that community stuff as well. Besides that, I think that's everything else. So if you've made it this far, that means you at least enjoy this a little bit. If you do, give us a like, a comment, subscribe, all that. It helps us a lot. It gets up our algorithm bullshit. There we go. For YouTube to recommend us more often to more people, and the more people we get involved, or more people that get eyes on this and our channel in general, we'll just boost our confidence more to keep pushing for more and more content, which is, I think a lot of people enjoy. Hopefully you guys enjoy this stuff. And I guess this week too, Dean and I, we're going to try to get more games done and then recorded, and hopefully some with commentary, right? Is that the game plan?
Yeah, commentary, editing.
Yep.
I want to bring quality, so that's the goal.
Yep. And then we'll probably have a few more deck profiles rolling out. I need to start getting more for every craft, because right now we only have Haven and Dragon. That's all we. Oh, and Sword.
We put out deck profiles day one. My rune deck day one slaps. Okay,
true.
I'm just gonna tell you right now.
You've been playing
Dirt Rune. The Dirt Rune list when I put out those lists day one, the two that have aged the best are Dirt Rune and Haven. I think the Haven list is pretty damn close to what you want to actually be playing. I think the Dirt Rune deck, the only change I want to make to it is add a Gilgamesh. A random one of Gilgamesh.
So you can just be like, here's 6 damage to face. Good
game.
It's
the most efficient slot-wise damage converter, yeah. It's the problem is sometimes you get to the late game and you need just one more card that does damage.
Yeah.
And it's the funny. It's actually just the best one, and it's also the funniest one.
Yeah, I'll be like, what the hell, Gilgamesh? But yeah, So work on more content. Gonna release more out this week. I know we had a little lull the last 4 or 5 days. So we'll be pushing out a lot more stuff. We'll hope to see you guys in
he's playing Final Fantasy. I'm playing RuneScape. I've been playing old school RuneScape.
Autism is so strong between us.
Okay, here's a strong statement. In 7 days, I think I've put 80 hours into RuneScape.
Oh, what is wrong with you, Dean?
So there's been a little bit of a problem going on, but I'm trying to fix it.
All right, are you playing RuneScape right now while we're recording this?
Yes. I've been killing ogres.
Oh my god, dude! Every person I've ever met with RuneScape has this crazy fixation on RuneScape.
No, it's because everything takes 100 hours to do, and it's all you click once every 5 minutes. So you're I'm stuck here playing it. It has to be on my screen at all times.
Understandable. Oh man. Okay, I think
it's rough.
I think with that, we're gonna close it out, guys. Thank you so much for those that made it to the end to listen to Dean go off about RuneScape a little bit. We hope to see you in our other videos. More content coming out this week. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. See you guys in the next video. Later, everyone.